my personal profile LinkedIn funnel is currently generating me $1.5 million a year. This is month to date, so we're only on the 23rd, and we're at $107,000 worth of revenue thus far. Last month we did $130,000. So if you take $130,000 here times by 12, we're currently doing $1.56 million a year, and it's 100% from my personal LinkedIn profile, just posting organic content and DMs and literally zero ads at all. And I'm spending no money on ads, so we make great margins, which is cool. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I construct my funnel, exactly how I've done it, and exactly how I show clients how to do it, and so you can too as well at the same time. Because a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff on LinkedIn, especially around LinkedIn growth and engagement and like all this, I'm not going to swear in this video, but all this stuff, but it's not stuff that actually makes you money. So I'm going to walk you through now how to make money on LinkedIn and how it actually works. So let me share my screen quick. So this is my LinkedIn profile over here. I won't get into the design of the profile. I'll first kind of whiteboard this out for you. So what really matters when it comes to LinkedIn, or just say business as well, or creating content that drives things to your funnel, is a few things. The thing that matters is every business has something called a unique value proposition. So our unique value proposition is get 5+ more warm leads a week from LinkedIn with our 3C system, right? Which is the outcome that we help people get. So 5+ warm leads a week. We're about to change that to 6, 7 figures, right? So, and this triangle looks crappy. I'm gonna redo it. So we have the outcome is 5+ warm leads a week, right? And so when I think about outcome, you always need to think, okay, the outcome's 5+ warm leads a week, but what are the 3 things stopping people from getting there? So the 3 things stopping people from getting there is, I would just say, bad content, or just, bad content, right? It's too many casual conversations, too many casual chats, and no clear positioning, right, on your profile. So these are the 3 things that are holding people back. So for your business as well, you can do the same exercise. What's the outcome that you help people get, and what are the 3 things holding you back? And then what that means is the 3 solutions to these things are, content that leads to trust, right? So on trust building content, whatever you want to call it. I then want chats that lead to calls. And then I want, what would you call it? Positioning that, or, in lead generating profile. Can't even, need to have another coffee, and it's like literally one. Profile. I ran a long run yesterday, so I'm feeling not the best. So lead generating profile, right? So when it comes to content and how I create my funnel within LinkedIn itself, I just make sure that any content that I ever create on LinkedIn, any content at all, it is one of these 3 pieces of content, and it has something to do with this. Because the first part of your funnel starts off with, especially with LinkedIn, it's like, okay, what type of content do I create? And a lot of people talk about like content pillars, this and this, but like honestly, the easiest way to build content that drives leads is create content around the 3 key messages, or the 3 kind of value propositions that your business has. So you've got your unique value proposition, which is the thing that you help people get. And then around the outside, what are the 3 things holding them back? And then the 3 outcomes that they want to achieve. So for me, whenever I produce content, and I'll show you my content right now, I just make sure that no matter what content I put out there, it always talks about one of these 3 things. And there are some exceptions that I do have as well, but the majority of your content should always talk about solving the customer's pain points. So here talks about how I close deals in WhatsApp, which is, selling in the DMs. Down here, I talk about, my biggest freebie around my lead magnet experiment, which is creating content to drive leads, which all goes to the middle. Over here, I wrote this story-based post, right? Where at the end, it was like, if you want to escape and help refine and create your offer, or get clear positioning, read this, or get access to this. So every single piece of content, like this one here, how to book meetings in the DMs, all of the content that I create is the whole thing itself is the start of my funnel. It's the connector. Because the reason why this matters is because a lot of people just create a lot of content that's got nothing to do with their offer, right? But the reason why it works for us and why we book like, probably going to book like 200 meetings this month, which is crazy, right? Is the reason is because if you create content that's around the problems and shows the solutions that you help people provide, it means that any person that follows you or likes your content or views your profile, they're somewhat interested in the content because it resonates with them. So if I start talking about how to create, carousels on LinkedIn, but not how to generate leads from carousels, I'm going to attract people that are the wrong people. So just like people post about productivity and all this kind of stuff, but it just doesn't make any sense. So when you're creating content, the easiest way to do it is just create it through the content like that is around your key value proposition or what you actually do. The easiest thing. And you can do it with creative ways like what I did, right? So you can make it so it's not as boring. So this one here, like I told a story, right? So I told a story. I've got a post today, which is coming out as well, which I'll show you. I haven't scheduled it. This one over here. Yesterday I did my first marathon. And then I just talked about how, it wasn't actually as difficult for me as what I thought because I actually do a lot of training, and that's why who you pick to help you do LinkedIn lead generation should have the reps as well, like these clients. And so like I've incorporated a cool story with it to not make it full salesy. My buddy Nick Barakema just did this as well. I saw his post from the other day. He talked about CrossFit. I actually did CrossFit with Nick in Bali. It was super fun. Absolute legend. So it's like today's CrossFit workout beat me up, right? And so he just talks about that, but right at the end he talks about 2 years in, he talks about his product, his whatever he's doing in business and all that kind of stuff, right? And so you're just making sure that the content you create, it needs to align with the stuff that you do, and don't deviate from that. Like whatever you do, that's super duper key, right? And so what this does, like the actual funnel itself, is if we look at like a marketing funnel, right? That's a terrible funnel. If we look at a marketing funnel, right, the reason why content matters is because content and DMs as well, right? But content acts, and especially LinkedIn content, it acts as the thing that brings people into your world. And what I mean by that is LinkedIn is a cool platform that if you post stuff and it gets reach, people can discover you from the LinkedIn feed, which is really cool. So when I post content about, generating a lot of leads from lead magnets like these clients, and then I say, click to get access to this additional thing, then people, then what they do is they're like, wow, I just discovered this Mac guy. This is really cool. Oh, there's this additional resource that I can get as well. But what the LinkedIn content is we'll call it the connector. It's the thing that brings people into your world, right? And that's really like, if you can create good connector content, like for example, this post I did the other day, right? Which talked about selling in the DMs, and it was a lead magnet post. And what a lead magnet post is you give away something for free in exchange for something. And when I did this, when I first started the post, I said, comment and I'll send it to you. And so we sent it to people. And then later on, a couple of days later, I just added the link there so someone can put their email in to get it, right? So like they've had to literally put their hand up and express interest for this thing to be able to get it, which means if we go back to my triangle, that they're probably going to be someone that's interested in generating 5+ warm leads a week, which is the thing that we sell. And so what it means is every little piece of content I put out, it's all leading people down this funnel. And so we've got, this is what's called connector content. A lot of people call it about content pillars. The easiest way to think about it is like, does the piece of content align with 1, 2, or 3 altogether of my key messages? Or is it just randomly about productivity? If it's about productivity and it's got nothing to do with your business, it just doesn't matter. It's like, it's just taking up space. And what you do is you're going to attract people who care about productivity. When they find out that you build landing pages for lawyers, they'll be like, fuck, it's just pointless. And so the next part you'll notice as well is the way I've designed my funnel is I've got connector content, and then I've got what I call, long form or longer content, right? And within this, I've got YouTube, and I've also got newsletter, And then I also got podcast, right? Now, the whole goal I have of the LinkedIn content is to pull people into my world so then they can spend more time on my content. And you'll hear me talk about this for a while. It's called time on content, right? What time on content means is essentially just that. I want them to spend a lot of time with my content. That's it. Because what time on content does, I'll show you just down here, right, is it increases the percentage chance someone will buy from you. How does it do that? On the left is a stranger, on the right is a trusted advisor, right? So like, for example, like on the right, let's say a trusted advisor is your sibling or your parents or whatever. So for me, like if my brother says, hey Matt, go to this restaurant with Tanisha, you guys will absolutely love it. I'll be like, sure, because I completely trust him, right? But how I got there to that trusted advisor status with him is I spent a lot of time with Dan, plus, we gave each other a lot of value. You know what I mean? And so, but the thing is with LinkedIn, or when people discover you up here as a connector, you start off as a stranger over here. But what you need to do is you need to spend time with them and give them value and then move them from being a stranger so that they consider you a trusted advisor or as close to as possible. And the reason why this matters is because the more someone trusts you, the higher percentage chance they're going to have of buying from you in the sales process. So think about like a company that has like absolute trust, say like Apple, right? Apple, everyone has iPhones. I've had an iPhone for years and years and years. I don't need to be sold the iPhone. I just know when I buy the new iPhone, it's going to be good. Because I just trust Apple completely that they're going to deliver on the promises that they've kept, right? And so when you're going through this process, right, the key for your content, you have the connector content, right, up here. And this connector content, what it does is it brings people in your world. And it is 100% you can sell only with connected content, right? And I'm not saying don't do it. And this is my funnel. This is not the funnel I suggest most people starting out to do. I'm just explaining you my funnel and how I do it, right? And this is usually a few steps later from somebody is, but somebody may be at this now, and if they're a bigger creator, they could probably just adapt this stuff, right? For example. But like when I look at my content or my connected content, all of this content that I'm producing, I'm pulling people into my world. So if you see this one, read this thing, people read it and they're like, hey, if you're an entrepreneur that wants to escape the wage cage, click here, right? Then what I do is get someone to give over their email, right? In exchange for this. And what they do is this person then shows an expression of interest into my thing and I capture them as a lead. And then after I capture them as a lead, right, then I've got built them on my email subscriber list. And so I've currently got 6,400 people on my subscriber list. I've been building it for about 4, maybe 5 months altogether. I actually don't know how long is it all time, year to date. When did I start? May and it's September, however long that took. Hey, we're ramping up faster. But like when you get somebody on your email subscriber list, and then when somebody starts binging your YouTube, and then when somebody starts listening to your pod, I'll put my pod over here. See, I love Coldplay for him. And then when someone pulls up my pod, right, then what they're doing is they're spending time on content, right, which this time on content, or TOC, is slowly making people trust you more over time. So the funnel itself is like creating the connector content, but the issue with LinkedIn, and for 99% of people, like you just need to at least do good connector content. And you can sell off good connector content. I'm just showing you how we're really going to ramp the business up from 1.5 mil to 5 mil to 10 mil a year, right? Because I think a lot of people find this interesting. And I like talking about it, to be honest. And so like I've got connector content, but the thing about connector content is really people only spend like 20 seconds on a post usually, right? Even if that, sometimes you just scroll straight past. Because if you look at the connector content over here, right? See this post? It's not that long. Like even if I do like a long post, like this might have been a long post. Didn't do that well because it was too long. Even this post, right? I might get someone for a minute. But the issue with getting for a minute is they don't spend a lot of time on new content, so they don't build a lot of trust for you. They get a lot of awareness over time, right? But the thing is when someone clicks on this, and then they get into this, and let's say they go to my YouTube, Then if they go to my YouTube now, and if they spend, how long is this video? 21 minutes watching this video, or like you spending time watching this video right now, you're getting tons of time on content. Which, what that means is that, you might, consume a few of my posts, but then you might watch one of my long forms and you might be like, yeah, actually, this Matt guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. Like, I might want to work with him. And so you might go from, here to here, like that, like really fast, because you've just spent a lot of time in the person's content. Like, I think about someone like Alex Hormozy. If he put something online for $10,000, like, I would just buy it. Like, I wouldn't even think. He said there's a limited amount, you got to buy it. It's good for entrepreneurs. I'd be like, cool, I'll just buy it. Like, and so that's when you're looking at the actual LinkedIn funnel itself, you want to make sure that like you've got connector content which brings people into your world, like lead magnets and all this kind of stuff. And sure, people say, yeah, virality is bad or whatever. Virality is good when it aligns with your unique value proposition of what you do. So let's take, for example, let's take Archer, right? Who's in our program, right? Archer created a post so what Archer does is he helps people break into mergers and acquisitions. So he's got a really, really specific niche. And so a lot of people say, oh, my niche won't work on LinkedIn. It's like, no, this guy's got like the most niche ever. But like if I go to his content, right, he did a lead magnet post back here that got 7,000 comments, right? And it's targeted at his ideal client, and it fits around like this type of discounted cash flow analysis and all that kind of stuff is something that people in mergers and acquisitions would do, so they'd be really interested in it, right? And so if I look at Archer's, his unique value propositions, this might be, one of his key messages over here, right? Or two of them. And so what that means is the virality that he caused and all the leads that he generated, sure, all of them might not be his ideal client, but it's pushing for his ideal clients. Like, and another perfect one is Pranjal in our program. I think Pranjal has like the best lead magnet post out of anyone, because his hook literally says his target market. He's like, if you're an e-com brand between 1 million to 10 million with these landing pages, blah, blah, blah. These what they made, but he's got another one down here as well. That was a really good one. Yeah, e-com brands spending this much on paid ads per month, you're facing these problems. And he literally just calls out the target market, and he does it with his as well. Here's how we're helping this D2C brand. Like, here's our $100 million playbook. Oh, there's another really good one here. Yeah, e-com brands spending $100,000 on paid ads every month. He's literally just called out his target market. You need this landing page checklist. And he got like, 1,200 like comments, which is insane. So when people say virality is bad, no, it's good when you get it right, when it aligns with your key value proposition. And so we've got this content, which is the connector, which drives people to more of my longer form content. And then at some point during the way, happens with the DM conversation. DM chat. So I'll have a DM chat with someone, but the thing is, usually the chats that I'm having is they've come in from a connector and they've pushed all the way down here. So usually I've sent them, probably 3 times lead magnets, and they've already spent, literally 5 hours on my content. So by the time the conversation actually happens, it's the person already trusts you a lot. And so it actually either happens 2 ways, right? It happens from a DM chat, or it happens as inbound from my profile. And so I'll walk you through now the actual profile itself, right? Is that when I go to my profile, the first thing that matters is my profile is totally designed as the first step in a funnel. And if you don't know what a funnel is, just look it up. But it's a way that you persuade people through to get them to take the next action, whatever. Like, just Google funnels. What is it? What is a sales funnel? Actually, let me look it up right now. What is a sales funnel for dummies? I don't mean you're a dummy. It's just like funnel for dummies. What is that? Let me go get my dog. He's just barking at the vacuum cleaner. Sorry, Teddy totally hates where I live in an apartment block, and totally hates the vacuum cleaner when someone vacuums in the hallway. How you doing, bro? He needs a haircut soon. Look at him. Look at the beast. Just chill, bro. Let me get back to it. So they've already taken like 3 times lead magnets or 5 hours of content. But what I was doing is I was actually showing you funnels. So Like a Russell Brunson, click funnels, funnel explained. Right. Yeah, so he just walks through. So it's like, interest or awareness. This is your, say, top of funnel. So this is where you bring people into your world. Then you've got your more middle amount funnel where they spend time with you. And then the bottom funnel is like the conversion stuff. So if you kind of look at mine, it's more like all of my content here is top of funnel content. And then this is middle of funnel content. And this is kind of bottom of funnel content, which leads them to either joining our program or whatever it is, right? At the same time. And so if I go back through here, it says, the story, awareness, whatever. I won't get into it. But that's kind of a funnel because it just takes people through the decision-making process. And that's what really, I'm trying to get good at marketing, but this is what really good marketers can do. Really good marketers just pay money with ads, and it's like they put money into a slot machine, but they win back 3 times their money every time. When you get paid ads right, it's just absolutely crazy. But when you look at, say, my profile as an example, is you want to make sure that everything in your profile is getting people to do the 1, maybe 2 actions that you want them to do. So every single thing on my profile is geared towards getting people to click this button. Click this button. And even to the extent where it doesn't say book a time, right? It says, do you want to generate 5+ warm leads per week? If you do, click here, right? So I'm incentivizing them to click the button, because if I said book here, way less people would book here. That's why you don't have a book here, right? You can have a book here. I'm just explaining my logic and my funnel, right? And then what it does is it takes people to a single landing page where everything is above the fold, meaning that you don't have to scroll to get to anything. And it says with one headline, this is what we do. Little subheadline, interested, do you want to lock in a chat? And then I've got an 11-minute video sales letter. And the video sales letter itself, if you go here, the video sales letter is the bottom of funnel. What you're watching right now is the middle of the funnel. So you're maybe convinced, maybe not. But the goal of this video, right, is to drive you down the funnel to the next stage where you either then book a chat with me or then you message say you're interested in chatting, whatever, right? That's kind of the next stage in the funnel. So we've got the tofu, which is the connector, the middle, which you're on now, which you're watching, and then you've got the bofu one, which is either a DM chat or you go inbound and you book a WhatsApp chat with me, right? That's the difference. And so when we go here, this is a stage of the funnel. And if someone clicks, if someone watches this video, and the video itself is it's more salesy, right? So the content that I put out, it is salesy for some people, right? But it's less direct and more value added. The way that I would talk about these different stages is all of them have value, but it's just kind of different types. When you're at the bottom funnel, it's hey, I know you're interested. Look, here's what we got. But if I said that at the top, and up here, it would be kind of rude. People are what the fuck? You know what I mean? Why are you saying that? So you've got to just structure it slightly differently as you go throughout the actual funnel itself. So if we go back to the page, right, this bit here is this, if someone spends 11 minutes on here, this is bottom of funnel content, right? That's what it is. And so let me go back up here. I might actually change that video. Change funnel video, because I just recorded a new video and that one's a year old. So if it ain't broken, don't fix it. But I just want to walk through and make a new video. And then so when someone comes through here, they click interested, book a chat, right? And then they put in their name, their email, they're keen, whatever. And the reason why I have a form here before going to a calendar link is because 1/3 of the people that come here and fill this data in don't then put a time on the calendar. So they don't book time. So we've got to follow them up to book a time, because a lot of people, they get distracted, whatever happens, right? So this is incentivizing someone to go to the next bit, because then I'm cool, book in a chat. And then it takes them through here where it's cool, here's the calendar link where someone can book into time. And I only let people book 3 days in advance, and we try to open as much availability as humanly possible at the same time, right? And so the reason you want to do that is because this fake scarcity thing doesn't matter. And you don't want people booking more than 3 days out, because the emotions drop and the chance of them not turning up to the meeting increases over time, right? And then I ask them when to go here, name, email, WhatsApp, LinkedIn URL, send text. I'm probably going to take this off because it's stopping a few people in the actual funnel itself, or I might put it as like optional at the same time. I might even say, what's your name on LinkedIn or something like that. And then that's the actual funnel piece. So that's one way to get meetings, right? The second way is through DM chatting, right? Going back and forth in the DMs. And the LinkedIn inbox sucks. I use a tool called Tricondo or Condo. It's like 100 times better. But the actual LinkedIn inbox is like DMing. So I got an inbound lead here, which I haven't even got to. Susan as well, that's an inbound lead. Gosh dang, I got to get back to these. There's another inbound lead. Okay, so it's working well. And so what's happening when we go back to here, right, is that there's the connector, which is then driving people to YouTube newsletter or pod, which drives them to a DM chat or an inbound, which then drives them to an actual chat or a meeting, right? A WhatsApp chat. And some people buy without a WhatsApp chat as well. That happens as well. And then that leads to the dollars, right? And that's like the whole funnel itself, literally. And people just overcomplicate this thing. Let me see if I can make it smaller. Yeah, that's cool. I nearly got it. I feel like I'm doing arts and crafts. It's so fun with this. And if you want to know what this is, it's literally just an iPad, and it's tech called Ecamm Live. That's it. Just download it, got it on my Mac. Took an hour and a half to set up when you mess around with YouTube and stuff. It's really cool. But like, that's the whole funnel. So it's like, I just make sure that no matter what, any piece of content that I create, and I'll show you the content, is it's always got something to do with doing content that generates leads, how to have chats that go to meetings, or how to create a lead generating well-positioned profile. Like, so for example, I've got another post coming out this week, right? Where I ask people to comment on my stuff, and then I'll audit and review their profile, and I'll do it for them. So there's this girl called Arpita, and she, hopefully that's how I pronounce her name, right? So she messaged me, and I picked people like at random. And so she messaged me saying, hey Matt, like, she won the profile audit thing, and I was like, hey, what's the problems? And then she just ran me through like all of her problems. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, she ran me through all of her problems. Where is it over here? Oh man, I can't even see. Got so much stuff on my board. Where is the problems? Oh, whatever. I'll find it later on. No, it's down here. Yeah, so she ran me through all her problems here. This is her profile. Here. Peter, example. So she ran me through all her problems, what she's struggling with on LinkedIn. So I recorded like a 36-minute training video for her on how to fix her LinkedIn. But like, it's a way of me, it's like a unique way of me doing a piece of content that's 100% me talking about everything that I love talking about like right now, but just in a new, fun and exciting and different way. Because a lot of people will see themselves through her, and then they'll be like, oh wow, maybe Matt can help me if he can help her live on this thing at the same time. So there's different styles of posts and content that people like resonate with. So if I like look at my content and I go through, and if you want to see all my content, just download this tool called Clio, Kleo, and you can just literally look at all my content and you just copy it all, like literally. Like, and so it doesn't even matter. But if I look at here, right, every single thing, let's just scroll through my content and you'll see what it's about. But say Arpita's post, it's just, Arpita's been posting for 1 month and has no clients. We started chatting 3 days ago, and she said, I don't know who to target. I didn't get any paid clients. I need help generating leads. Worst of all, she's spending hours a day on here making $0 for it. That's why I recorded this 36-minute training, 6 steps on how she can get paying clients. I run through the steps, yada, yada, yada. And I said, comment clients if you want to get access to the training, right? And then people will comment clients who are interested in generating more leads on LinkedIn. And then in the DMs, I'll send them the actual link of what it is. Let's say we go down here. Yeah, I'll say I'll send it down here. And so, like, you know, that was a long time ago. Yes, here. It was on August 19. I said to someone, hey, here's my new DM process. Cool. And then she came back and said, hey, I booked a meeting with you. So Griette, for example, we've been chatting since May 27. And she finally booked a meeting with me here. And what I found is, like, by creating this type of funnel, and if you create it right, like I have, we just keep increasing the qualified meetings every single month, literally no matter what. It just keeps going up because the content gets better because I get better feedback because I work with people. And then I just try to create better and better and better content and better messages to message people at the same time as well. But like, you know, the DMs, like all this kind of stuff. And so like what happens now is like, because people go through this connector, right? Then they go YouTube, newsletter, podcast, DM, inbound, and chat. What this does is it replicates what we call, there's this triangle, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the customer buying process triangle. Let me find out what it's called. Hey LinkedIn, what's the customer buying, what the fuck? Hey ChatGPT, what's the customer buying triangle thing that a lot of people use or a lot of people show? That's where like 3% of people are ready to buy in the end, and how's it structured? Cool. Sorry, I'm feeling a bit tired. I did a marathon yesterday. So it was easy at the time, but now I just feel tired. And so go here, right? And so it walks through that there's in the buying triangle, there's only of your target market, only 3% are like ready to buy right now. And then you've got like 7% that are open to buying. Then you've got, 30% not thinking about it right now. 30% don't think they're interested. And then 30%, I think they don't even know it exists, right? Or definitely not interested, right? For now, anyway. So if you look at my iPad, right, is that what I'm trying to cater for with this funnel that I've got set up is I'm trying to cater for the fact that there's going to be tons of different people in the buying process or wherever they are in the buying or decision-making process. But because of the different levels of content that I've got, when we just looked at the chat that I had with Griet there, I'm getting people's names I just can't pronounce. But when I looked at the chat, on May 27, she may not have been ready to buy, and she may have not been in a position to generate, she doesn't want to generate any more leads right now, or she may be in another program or whatever it is, right? But because I created this funnel, then she's just gone through the funnel and then she's reached out. And what the DMs do for me is like, they just provide assistance for people as they're going back and forth throughout the funnel, and it helps move them down the funnel. And one of the most efficient ways is a DM chat and pushing them over the line to actually have a WhatsApp chat as well at the same time. So when you go through, that's pretty much like exactly how I do LinkedIn. and that's how we built a $1.5 million business. And it's 100% through my personal profile. Like that's it. And I don't even have, I've got a good amount of followers. I've been producing content for a while, but it's not a crazy amount of followers, if you know what I mean. And that's how we actually drive it. And that's the exact way how we make money on LinkedIn. Honestly, I might just leave it there because we're at 32 minutes now and I keep making these trainings longer than what I think as well. So as a quick summary, and we'll end it, is that whatever the outcome that you help people get, just think about the 3 things that are holding them back and then reverse them. And that's all you make content about in weird and wonderful different ways. And obviously learning copywriting to get good. Think about your content as the connector. And then then pushing them to the more middle of funnel content, and then we've got the more bottom of funnel content, and then the whole goal is then to get them onto a chat, then to sell them into the thing. That's how the funnel works. And the goal of the funnel is to move people from stranger to trusted advisor over time by delivering them value, and spending time with them, which increases the percentage chance that they'll buy. And yeah, we cater for all the different funnel types. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this and you think you might want some extra help, DM me, reach out, or lock in a WhatsApp chat. Otherwise, guys, peace out. Have a good day.